What have I just read? I feel sick to my stomach right now. We don't know what extreme it is, but there is an extreme there somewhere, and I just know it's going to be brutal when we find out. We're going to be having such a good time in this vlog, I just know it. Hey everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be reading until I find my next 5-star read. I'm sure you've seen this trend on BookTube before. I have done it a few times myself, but if not, let me explain. It's very simple. This is going to be a spoiler-free reading vlog, and we're going to be picking up books and keep picking up new books until I finish one and rate it 5 stars. That's the whole premise. Like I said, very simple, and it will be spoiler-free. Don't worry, all my vlogs are spoiler-free. And I guess without further ado, let's talk about the first book I'm going to be reading in this vlog. So I have been really into, I've been getting into horror, dipping my toes into the genre, into weird obscure books, and I think that this one sounds like the perfect place to start this vlog. This is Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson, and this is sapphic romance turned deadly, and I'm very excited. It is very short. It is around 200 pages, and let me read you the back of this book. Rosemary meets Ash at the farmer's market. Ash, precise, pretty and practically perfect, sells bars of soap in delicate pastel colours, sprinkles speckled cupcakes stacked on scallop stands, beeswax candles, jelly jars of honey and mossy green plants. As you can tell, this writing's probably going to be quite poetic. There was a lot of alliteration there. Ro has never felt this way about another woman. With Ash, she wants to be her and have her in equal measure. But as her obsession with Ash consumes her, she may find she's not the one doing the devouring. This cover is very creepy and very intriguing, and I am very excited to read this. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I've already got my bookmark ready, and I will keep you updated as I go. Again, spoiler free, don't worry. It may be the same angle, but it has been a few hours since I spoke to you, I swear. I am 15% into Bloom. I love sapphic books, guys. The representation of sapphic love in stories is something I will always gravitate towards and I will always love. And it's just, I'm loving the characters and the story I can already tell is coming. However, this writing I feel is very pretentious and it's tiring to read. I think you could probably tell from when I read the back that there is a lot of alliteration. It's overly done. If you put it in every so often, it would be good, but when I read a paragraph that has multiple uses of alliteration to describe different things, it gets tiresome. The writing is very poetic, which is something that is not my thing anyway. So first off, I will say this could be just the fact that I don't like this writing style, but that is what it's coming across as. It's not coming across as just not the writing style for me. It's coming across as overly done and pretentious, but I'm literally 30 pages in, so it does still have a chance to wow me, and I do love the actual story and the characters that we have going on. That bird is annoying me so much. I'm so sorry, but I have to get this clip in now because I'm about to go outside. I'm gonna take this with me in the garden. It's finally cooled down now. It's now the evening and I'm gonna read. I think we've got an hour left of sunlight, so I'm gonna make some progress on this. I will also say we will be picking up another book because I love to have a separate book on audio on the go at all times, as well as whatever physical book I'm reading. So the audiobook I'm picking up is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I'm finally doing it. I wanted to read this for so long. It's on my list of books to read before the end of the year. I own the whole trilogy and we're finally doing it. So I actually read the first 2 books in the Caraval trilogy years ago and I really liked them, but then I left years between reading them and picking up the last book, and I tried to read it multiple times, but I didn't remember anything that was going on because it had been years. And also I tried to then reread Caraval a few times and I just didn't want to. I didn't like it enough to reread it, so I thought let's just instead of putting it off, let's just go into the next trilogy. So I have actually started listening to this. I've just finished part 1. I'm about 80 pages in and I am loving it. I will say I think I would really recommend reading at least the first book of Caraval, because then you already know the world, because whilst the stories aren't too much connected as far as I'm aware, as in you don't have to read it like that, there are definitely, it's set in the same world and there are references. We've just met the main characters in the Caraval series in this book, and I think it's really cool because I know them already. You also get to understand the magic system a lot more. There's a lot of inspiration from like Alice in Wonderland and like the Queen of Hearts, although it's not a retelling at all. But Stephanie Garber has said she's taken like a lot of inspo from like a fairy tale setting, and the vibe is like so magical, and I really, really like it. So let me read you the blurb of this book. It says, for as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in happily ever after, until she learns that the love of her life is about to marry another and her dreams are shattered. Desperate to stop the wedding and heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and that the Prince of Hearts wants far more from her than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily after or the most exquisite tragedy. Like I said, loving what I've read so far. That bird is really getting on my nerves. Every time I open my mouth, it starts, and every time I pause, it stops. But let's stop with getting distracted. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and continue with Bloom, and then when it gets dark out, I'm gonna switch over to the audiobook of Once Upon a Broken Heart, and we will be reading both of these, and we'll see which one I finish first and what I rate it. So I am just under halfway through Bloom now. It is the next day. I'm liking it, but it is quite slow and very overly descriptive of absolutely everything. Like, in the grand scheme of things, in nearly 100 pages, there's not been 100 pages worth of plot. It's like literally been half descriptions of the different places. I'm hoping the second half is better, because I really do like what I think is gonna happen, but like at the same time maybe nothing will happen, because nothing much has really happened yet, and I'm waiting for it, and it might just never happen. So that will depend on whether or not I rate it highly or not. That's kind of all I have to tell you. I didn't end up listening to any more of Once Upon a Broken Heart, so I've got no updates for that one either, but I'll let you know when I finish Bloom. What have I just read? I feel sick to my stomach right now. I just finished Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. The second half picked up, let me tell you. The ending had me like physically gasping out loud. I have never read such a shocking ending to a book. It's 4 stars because I didn't like how slow the first half was, and I didn't love how overly described things were. But oh my goodness me. Those last few pages will be imprinted on my mind for a very long time, let me tell you. Yeah, this is definitely horror. I wasn't sure in the first like 20%, but this is absolutely horror. It wasn't a 5-star, but it was... I'm still wrapping my head around it. I'm scared right now. I'm actually scared. Wow. Today's plans are literally perfect. My mum is taking my nana out for the day, which means I will be spending the day with Willow, which means puppy cuddles and reading for the whole day. Literally, what could be better? It is raining outside, it is a bit gloomy, which means it is even more perfect to get cozy and read. So, when we last spoke, I finished Bloom. That was a couple days ago. I've been very, very busy, so I haven't really had any updates for you, but I will have some today, and we'll get some more angles today, because I feel like every time I've updated you, it's actually been when you've been balanced on the top of my bed frame. So I will be at my nan's today. I am on page 135 of Once Upon a Broken Heart. I am very much liking this. I'm having a good time. It doesn't feel like a 5-star, but it does have the potential to be like a 4-star, and it does have the potential for like another book in the trilogy to be 5 stars, because I'm really, really liking this, and it's the first book in a series, so it's only going to go up from here, if that makes sense. I will be taking this with me. I will also be taking Gleam by Raven Kennedy with me, because the second book in this series was my first 5-star read of the year, so this has high potential to be a 5-star read, and if I'm in the mood for fantasy, I will pick this up. And then we have my current read on my Kindle. I say on my Kindle, I'm actually reading it on my iPad on the Kindle app. Okay. Do I think this book is going to be 5 stars? Probably not. Do I think it's going to be really entertaining to record? Absolutely. So that's why I'm reading it in this video. So I recently saw Larissa Larry Reads, the icon that she is, must need no introduction on this channel, but she read a bunch of her mum's like unhinged book recs, and one of them sounded too good to not record. It's called Desperate Run by CJ Riggs and ML, hang on, I can't see, I think it's ML Burns. And it's basically, it's a dark romance, but it's like horror as well. And it's about this carnival where you have to pay like £10,000 to enter. It's 48 hours and it's for people that like are thrill seekers and want to be horrified. And basically the waiver that you sign means that if you get caught in these different mazes, the people can do anything to you in terms of they could even kill you. The only thing is like there's no essay allowed, obviously, but yeah, so we are gonna read that. It follows a girl called Max, and there's like 7 hunters, and the hunters get to pick the people that they're gonna hunt throughout the 48 hours, and she is someone that's picked by one of the hunters. And also I saw a quote that Larry read out in her vlog, which was like, the contract states 24 hours. If they leave the premises, that doesn't matter, they can still get hunted. So it's like, if you want to back out, you can't. So I think it will be very unhinged and very fun to read in a reading vlog. Like I said, do I think it will be 5 stars? I highly doubt it, but I do rate based on vibes. So maybe if we have like a fun and entertaining, like this is so bad that it's good, who knows what I could end up rating it. That's my bag packed full of books, basically. And I'm going to take an energy drink and I'm going to update you as we go, because this should be an interesting day. So I am about 25% into Desperate Run, and this book is absolutely insane. I'm very entertained by it. Is the writing the best? No, and I think that will bring the rating down because, hang on, this camera angle is not it. I think the writing will bring the rating down because while I'm not someone that cares too much about the writing, in fact when writing is like not overly good, but like overly descriptive and poetic and stuff, I don't like that, but I do like all the grammar and everything to make sense. And while the book does make sense, I feel like it's not written at a very high level, if that makes sense. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but if I'm noticing it, then it must be more than just a couple points. But I'm having a good time. I really like the descriptions of the carnival and stuff, and these like different mazes and like the House of Mirrors, and they're just so unique, some of them. Also the friendship group is interesting. I hate Ben. I hate that he isn't even trying to hide the fact he's in love with her when she's clearly uninterested. And just take no for an answer, dude. Go away. This story's not about you. You're a side character, not a main one. And I think that our main guy is probably going to do something to him in the mazes, because obviously he's basically signed away his life if he wants to, because they can do whatever they want to you if they catch you. So he could even kill him. I don't quite know, because obviously I'm only 25% of the way in, so I don't quite know all the rules. But yeah, I'm having a good time. It's not a 5-star, but it is a entertaining read. It's not one I recommend so far either. It is very dark and messed up. But yeah, it's one of those books that I knew it was going to be absolutely unhinged, and I wanted to be a part of it. So now I am, I guess. She's worn herself out getting so excited when I got here, haven't you? Yeah, we just been chilling together. You see her tail? She's literally the most loving dog ever. Oh! In my book, and a cuddly doggy. I love that she's bigger than my dogs, because I love my little dogs, but this one I can give a proper squeeze to without worrying about hurting. So, yeah. When I go home, they're going to act like I've betrayed them, because I'm going to smell like another dog. And I didn't bring them with me, did I? They're at home. She's so funny. Right, anyway, I'm going to carry on reading. So I'm about halfway through Desperate Run, and I'm having such a good time. It is very fun. There is a lot happening. There is a lot of dark stuff happening. I'm so intrigued on both his and her past. There's such a mystery there to unwind. Like the fact that her documents are blurred out. The guy's trying to find background info on her and he can't find it. Sorry, there's a hair in the way. And the guy that's trying to get this info for her is like, this stuff is like blocked out for like politicians and like people in witness protection, and no one from her family is either of these things. So what the hell has gone on in her past? We know a lot of dark stuff has gone on in her past, but we don't know what. It's all very vague. And the same for him. We know something happened and his sister died because he couldn't give payments, but we don't know anything about what that means. Like, did people have her? Did she need like medical care and he couldn't afford it? Like, we don't know what extreme it is, but there is an extreme there somewhere, and I just know it's going to be brutal when we find out. I'm literally sitting in bed binging this all day. Like, I'm having such a good time. This is quite long. It's nearly 500 pages, but I feel like I am flying through it because it is very easy to read. Yes, I have just got out of the shower. Let's ignore how I look because I want to talk about Desperate Run. So remember when I was like 20% into it and I said this is not going to be a 5-star read? Well, I'm now 65% into it and this has a good chance of being the 5-star read, guys. I'm absolutely obsessed. And this book is actually making me think that dark romance might actually be the perfect genre for me. It might be the next thing I like deep dive into and become obsessed with, and I wanted to talk about that with you guys because for a lot of people on BookTok and BookTube, I think their main genres they read are fantasy and romance, and romantasy of course. So when they read dark romance, it's got all these dark topics and dark themes, and I think it's a lot. It's too much for a lot of people. And of course, check trigger warnings while we're on the subject. But for me, my main genre is thrillers, and especially lately, horror. I've always been a huge Stephen King fan, as we all know and are probably tired of hearing. I love Stephen King, I love Rachel Harrison, I love horror as well. So when I'm reading this dark romance, all of the like content warnings and the dark themes are things I read about all the time. And something I love about thrillers and horror is the suspense and the mystery and the fact that you get plot twists. I mean, contemporary romance tends to bore me quite a lot because I know there's going to be no huge plot twist, because what is the craziest thing that could happen? You're not going to kill anyone off. You're going to get a happy ending 9 times out of 10. Whereas with thrillers, you could be killing people off at any point. There might not be a happy ending. The plot twist could literally go anywhere. And I think that's what dark romance brings to the table. It's got that romance element, but it's so much more than that. Specifically with Desperate Run, there is so much mystery and suspense. There's so much that I love in thrillers, as in, it sounds weird to say I love murder, but like the gruesome stuff that might put people off, I'm used to it because I read horror and thrillers and like the violence and stuff. And I'm absolutely loving the fact that with the dark romance, you don't know where it's going to go. With a contemporary romance, again, like I said, there are limits to what could happen, whereas with this, there isn't really. It's more like a thriller. And thinking back to the dark romances that I have read over the years, because I've read pretty much every genre over the years now. I've read over 1,200 books since October 2020 when I got back into reading. And I'm thinking about like The Cat and Mouse duet, which a lot of people say is way too dark for them, which totally get it. But for me, I absolutely loved the suspense and mystery elements of it more than the romance. Like, I loved all of that, and the fact you never knew what was going to happen, because there's no limits to like, we can't kill someone off because this is a romance, or we can't have a character get kidnapped because this is a romance. But like, it has all those thriller aspects. And like the Mindfuck series, there's so much murder and violence and revenge, and like, that is what I want to read about, as weird as that sounds to say. So I really do think that this book is making me realise that I need to go on a bit of a deep dive into this genre. So I think I might film another video, like reading vlog, where I try some different books like this. But yeah, I am loving this. I've gone on a bit of a tangent now, but like I said, 65% of the way in, every time I'm not reading it, I am thinking about it. There's so much that we don't know. There's so much suspense, and I'm learning more and more about like the characters' backgrounds and stuff, and it is so sad and deep and dark. but we're also getting like vengeance in a way, and I feel like that's going to be coming more in the later half of the book. So all that to say, this could very well be the 5 stars I have been looking for, but I will let you know, of course, when I finish it, whether or not that is true or not. But I'm so pleasantly surprised by this book. I'm gonna stop rambling now and get back to reading. Yeah, this book is absolutely it. It's the 5 stars I've been looking for on this video. This is literally the second book I'm reading. Other than Once Upon a Broken Heart, but I haven't finished that. Anyway, I have 10% left of this, and I'm so sure it's going to be the 5 stars, but I'm about to finish it and then go to bed, and I'll let you know in the morning if it actually is a 5 star, but like, I feel like there's nothing you could do to not be at this point. And I will say, that's absolutely what I mean when I say you never know where a book like this is going to take a turn and a twist and mess with you, because what's just happened has solidified the 5 stars, but made me so annoyed, but made me love it even more. And that's what I mean by a 5 star should give you all the emotions. So I finished Desperate Run last night, and this is indeed the 5 star read I've been looking for this video. That's crazy that it was only the second book I finished and it was 5 stars. This, okay, I rate for vibes and plot and twists that get me. This made me cry, actually. Yeah, track content warnings, it's very dark, it's very brutal. The actual romance is not dark, it is sweet and loving, and like they help each other heal but also like get revenge. There's so much of like my favourite elements of like thriller and horror books in this, with the mystery and the suspense and the action and the violence, and just I love when a woman has been wronged in her past and she ends up getting her revenge. Like, yeah. So I guess that's where we're gonna end this video. I definitely want to read some more dark romance, and I'm gonna get like started straight away on another reading vlog where I do read some more dark romance, so if you'd be interested in seeing that, stick around. This book only has like 400 ratings on Goodreads, which is crazy, but I also get it because I've never seen anyone talk about it until I saw Larry Reads and Mama Eureka make their video together, and then her mum recommended it and then she read it, and that's where I got the rec from. And if you can handle the trigger warnings and content warnings, I think this will be so fun. Go into it for the plot and the vibes, not the amazing writing. I'm going to leave this video here. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe, as I post new videos every single week, and there will in fact be a dark romance reading vlog coming soon, because I'm about to deep dive into this genre. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in another video. Bye!